Welcome back to part 3 of the happiness series, and to day 10. Well done for making it to day 10. Hopefully over the last 9-10 days you've started to see how our ability to share in the happiness and the success of others is intimately related to our own sense of fulfillment, satisfaction and contentment. As long as we hold any kind of grudge towards another person, as long as there's any sense of resentment or envy or jealousy or desire for something that somebody else has, as long as those things are in our mind, they will always get in the way of our own happiness. We know how it feels to be jealous. We know how it feels to want something that somebody else has. So, again, like so many of these things, it sounds so obvious why we would hang on to those ideas that obstruct our own happiness. Of course, from a very personal point of view, why would we do that? But then from a bigger point of view, why would we not want other people to be happy when we know and understand, when we've seen for ourselves how intimately related our own happiness is to the happiness of others? So the more you do this exercise, I think the more you get to see, you get to experience that innate sense of joy. You know, you start to see it in the exercise more, but you start to see it in everyday life as well. You start to perhaps find a greater sense of play, a greater sense of fun. It's a different kind of play or fun from the distraction that we might seek when we're trying to get away from uncomfortable feelings or a very busy, restless mind. It's different from that. It's really kind of re-engaging with that sense of playfulness, which is such a big part of life. It's such a big part of meditation. It's so often ignored, I think, as an integral part of meditation. If we can bring a sense of playfulness, if we can bring a sense of joy to the activity, then it ceases to become sort of a training in the sense that we have to do something each day. Instead, it just becomes something that we really look forward to doing, and we do it knowing that it benefits not only ourselves, but that it benefits those around us as well. So we'll finish with this exercise today, and I'll just pick up with a few little tips, few little ideas at the end of today. And of course, tomorrow we'll be moving on to part 4 of the happiness series. But for now, just taking a moment or two to settle the body before we begin, getting comfortable. And when you are, just taking some nice big deep breaths. And with the next exhalation, closing the eyes, allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. And then just settling in to the different physical senses and the space around you. And then just scanning down through the body. And now just starting to become a little bit more aware of your motivation today. And also of those particular people who are going to benefit as a result of you taking this time out for yourself. And then you can just rest your attention on the breath now. And when you feel ready, remembering qualities, the innate qualities inherent to that pinprick of light. Just following, watching, witnessing, experiencing and feeling that sensation as it expands outward in every direction. And now just letting go of that image, letting go of any kind of focus, effort, control, just letting the mind do whatever it wants to do. And now just bringing the attention back to the body. Just feeling the weight of the body again. Starting to notice sounds, space around you. Still present, still aware as you open the eyes. I'm still aware of that sense of enjoyment, whatever that means to you. And with the intention to just maintain that sense of awareness, enjoyment throughout the day. Remembering how intimately connected our own enjoyment and the sense of other people's enjoyment really is. And when you've done that, you can just sit back and well done for completing part 3 of the happiness series. So 3/4 of the way through. It's got one more part to do. And hopefully, in the same way as the first 2 parts did, part 3 will have shown you another essential ingredient to feeling fulfilled, happy, and content in life. Without that sense of joy, something is always missing. It's not that we don't have it. It's always there, like the blue sky, remember. It's always present. It's just sometimes we've got so involved in the clouds, so focused on the clouds, that we've forgotten what that blue sky looks like. We've forgotten what enjoyment feels like. But when we have a sense of sharing our own happiness, our own enjoyment with others, we're reminded of that feeling. It's as if we see a few gaps in the clouds. When we start to let go of any resistance or envy towards other people's happiness or success, then again, it's as though we start to see more gaps in the clouds. We experience more blue sky. And slowly, over time, it becomes sort of a permanent fixture, if you like. It just becomes a part of who we are, a part of our everyday sort of being. And that's that shift between intellectually understanding it as a technique, as a practice, as an idea, and actually experiencing it, actually living it on a daily basis. And that's where we really get to see the benefits. So I hope you've enjoyed part 3, and I very much